For years, fans have been captivated by their love story, family dynamics, and everything in between. But as many of you know, their marriage ended in 2016 after nearly 3 decades together. Since then, there's been a lot of curiosity surrounding their relationship status. Are they still friends? Do they co-parent well? Or is it more complicated than that? Well, recently, Matt opened up about his feelings toward Amy, and trust me, it sparked some serious conversation online. So grab your coffee or tea, sit back, and let's unpack this emotional roller coaster. To understand where Matt stands now, we need to take a quick trip down memory lane. Matt and Amy Roloff became household names thanks to Little People, Big World, which premiered in 2006. The show gave viewers an intimate look into their lives as a couple navigating parenthood, running a pumpkin farm, and dealing with the challenges of dwarfism. They were relatable, inspiring, and downright adorable. Together, they built not just a family, but also a legacy. Their 4 children, Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob, are now grown and pursuing their own paths. And while the show has evolved over the years, its heart remains rooted in the Roloff family dynamic. But like any real-life story, theirs wasn't without its struggles. In 2016, Matt and Amy announced their separation, shocking fans worldwide. It was heartbreaking for longtime viewers who had watched them grow together on screen. However, they promised to remain committed to co-parenting and maintaining a friendship for the sake of their kids. So what happened after the split? For starters, both Matt and Amy continued to appear on the show, albeit separately. This allowed fans to see how they were adjusting to life post-divorce. Amy focused heavily on her role as a mom and even started exploring new business ventures. Meanwhile, Matt threw himself into managing the farm and eventually began dating someone new, a woman named Karen Chandler. Karen quickly became a regular presence on the show, and in 2019, she and Matt got engaged. While some fans were thrilled for him, others couldn't help but wonder how Amy felt about this development. After all, moving on isn't always easy, especially when you share such a rich history. Fast forward to today, and Matt has finally addressed the elephant in the room. In a recent interview, and I'll link it below, he shared his honest thoughts about where he stands with Amy. Spoiler alert, it's complicated. Let's break it down. Amy and I will always be connected through our kids. That bond doesn't just disappear because we're no longer married. But if I'm being completely transparent, I think we've grown apart in a lot of ways. We're different people now, and that's okay. Wow, talk about raw honesty. Matt acknowledges the undeniable connection they share through their children, but admits that time and change have created distance between them. He went on to say that while they can still communicate respectfully, they don't necessarily hang out or spend time together outside of family obligations. Unsurprisingly, fans have mixed feelings about this revelation. Some appreciate Matt's candor, saying it's refreshing to hear someone speak so openly about the realities of divorce. Others feel nostalgic for the old days and wish things could go back to how they used to be. But what about Amy? How does she feel about all of this? Unfortunately, she hasn't commented directly on Matt's statements, but based on past interviews, it seems she shares similar sentiments. She's spoken before about how important it is to prioritize her happiness and growth, even if that means letting go of certain relationships. Amy has truly embraced this chapter of her life. She's remarried to Chris Marek, whom she met shortly after her split from Matt. Together, they've created a beautiful partnership filled with laughter and adventure. Watching her thrive reminds us that healing is possible, even after something as painful as divorce. One thing Matt and Amy have managed to do exceptionally well is co-parent their children. Despite their differences, they've put their kids first every step of the way. Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob are all doing incredible things, and much of that credit goes to the stable environment their parents provided, even amidst their personal challenges. In fact, Matt mentioned in his interview that co-parenting has actually brought them closer in some ways. They've learned to communicate effectively and set aside their differences for the greater good. It's a testament to their maturity and dedication as parents. Now let's talk about you, the fans. As expected, Matt's comments sent shockwaves across social media. Here are some of the top reactions we've seen so far. Fan comment number 1. I respect Matt for being so honest. Divorce is messy and it's not always black and white. Fan comment number 2. Honestly, I'm sad. I loved seeing them together on the show, but I guess people grow apart sometimes. Fan comment number 3. Good for them for staying civil for their kids. That's what really matters. It's clear that Matt and Amy's journey continues to resonate with viewers. Whether you're rooting for them individually or hoping for reconciliation, one thing is certain: their story is far from over. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this thought. Life is unpredictable and relationships evolve. Matt and Amy's story reminds us that love isn't always linear. It's messy, complicated, and deeply human. What matters most is finding peace within yourself and doing right by those you care about, whether that's through co-parenting, friendship, or simply respecting each other's boundaries. Recently, Zach made some shocking revelations about his relationship with his dad, calling it non-existent. Plus, he's denying claims that he's been withholding his kids from Matt amid their feud. So grab your popcorn because this is going to be an emotional roller coaster. For those who may not know, the Roloff family has been at the center of TLC's hit show Little People, Big World for nearly 2 decades. What started as a heartwarming look into the lives of Matt and Amy Roloff and their 4 children, Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob, has evolved into a complex web of relationships, business ventures, and personal struggles. The first major shakeup came when Matt and Amy divorced in 2016 after more than 30 years of marriage. While they've managed to maintain a cordial co-parenting relationship for the sake of their kids, tensions have simmered beneath the surface ever since. Fast forward to today, and the family dynamics are more complicated than ever. Over the past few months, rumors have swirled about a growing rift between Matt and his youngest son, Zach. And now Zach is speaking out, shedding light on what's really going on behind closed doors. In a candid interview, Zach opened up about his strained relationship with his father, Matt. He didn't mince words, stating outright that their bond is essentially non-existent. Let's break down exactly what Zach had to say. At this point, my relationship with my dad is pretty much non-existent. We don't talk, and honestly, I don't see that changing anytime soon. Wow, that's heavy stuff. For anyone who's followed the Roloffs over the years, you know how close-knit they once seemed. So what led to this breakdown in communication? According to Zach, it boils down to unresolved issues and differing priorities. Zach explained that while he loves his dad, there are fundamental differences in how they view family obligations and responsibilities. These disagreements have created a divide that neither party seems willing or able to bridge. One of the biggest controversies surrounding this feud is the claim that Zach has been keeping his kids away from Matt. As any grandparent knows, being denied access to your grandchildren can be incredibly painful. But according to Zach, these accusations couldn't be further from the truth. I would never keep my kids from their grandfather. That's just not who I am. My priority is always doing what's best for them, and part of that means having healthy boundaries. So here's the thing. While Zach insists he isn't intentionally keeping Matt away from his grandkids, he does acknowledge that logistics and scheduling play a role. With both families living busy lives, finding time for regular visits can be challenging. It's worth noting that Matt remains actively involved in the lives of his other grandchildren, including Jeremy and Audrey's kids. This makes the situation with Zach even more puzzling. Why does it seem like Matt and Zach's relationship is uniquely strained compared to the rest of the family? While Zach has been vocal about his feelings, Matt has largely stayed silent on the matter, at least publicly. However, sources close to the family suggest that Matt is equally frustrated by the current state of affairs. Some insiders believe that Matt feels hurt by Zach's decision to distance himself. Others speculate that Matt's strong personality and desire for control might have contributed to the rift. Whatever the case, it's clear that both father and son are struggling to find common ground. As you might expect, fans of Little People, Big World have taken to social media to weigh in on the drama. Opinions are divided, with some siding with Zach and others defending Matt. Fan comment 1. Zach deserves respect and space if that's what he needs. Family shouldn't be toxic. Fan comment 2. Matt's done so much for his kids. It's disappointing to see Zach shut him out completely. It's fascinating to see how passionate viewers are about this feud. At the end of the day, though, it's important to remember that we only know part of the story. Both Matt and Zach are entitled to their privacy, and hopefully they can work through their issues in time. While the Roloff family drama may feel worlds away from our own lives, the truth is that many of us can relate to strained relationships with loved ones. Whether it's a disagreement with a parent, sibling, or spouse, navigating conflict within a family is never easy. The key takeaway here is that communication is crucial. Even when emotions run high, taking the time to listen and empathize can make all the difference. Of course, setting boundaries is also important, especially if someone consistently crosses the line. Ultimately, we hope that Matt and Zach can find a way to reconnect, not just for their sake, but for the sake of their entire family. After all, blood is thicker than water, right? So what's next for the Roloff family? Will Matt and Zach reconcile, or will their estrangement continue to dominate headlines? Only time will tell. In the meantime, fans of the show will undoubtedly be tuning in to see how this saga unfolds. If you want to stay updated on all things Little People, Big World, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And let us know in the comments, whose side are you on in this feud? Team Matt or Team Zach? Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, share, and comment below. Until next time, keep it real, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.